Joining me now is veteran broadcaster Dee Dee Dunleavy. Dee Dee, we are going to discuss the Beckhams and Harry and Meghan shortly, but let's start at the Australian Open. US tennis player Coco Gauff's angry outburst is causing all sorts of debate. She has blamed the cameras for filming her as she smashed her racket in the Australian Open players area after losing in straight sets. Is she right, Dee Dee? Should players have some sort of privacy in that area?
No, absolutely not. I mean, none of us, I think, expects privacy anywhere that we go, and not just the famous. Look, she wants to blame the cameras. The only person she has to blame is herself. She threw a tantrum because she lost. And Andy Roddick, who says that players need to have a place where they can go and, to quote, detonate, is making excuses for her. We don't need to build someplace where they can go and be a crybaby. Look, Coco Gauff a few days ago in her post-match interview said that she hopes for peace in her country, which is America, and yet her actions are exactly the opposite. That wasn't very peaceful action at all. So I think in her privacy of her own home, she can do whatever she likes, but in public, I think have a bit of restraint.
Well, you know what? They can just hire a space and smash their own rackets. It's their property. So if they want to have some sort of a rage room or whatever they want to call it, they're earning millions. I'm sure that could be easily organised. I'd actually like to buy tickets to something like that. It would be more entertaining than the tennis. But she is a very political one, this one. She has been again spouting off about how hard it is to be a black woman in America. I think she is the highest earning sportswoman in America right now, if not number one. She's right up there. So, I mean, yeah, let's just reserve our sympathy for some other folk. But Tennis Australia is also copping some criticism, Dee Dee, for not paying their ball kids. Their ball kids are paid at other tennis tournaments, including Wimbledon and the US Open. But the Australian Open, they argued that these ball kids are compensated in other ways. They get food and uniforms and the whole experience of being a ball kid. Are they taking advantage here? Because there would be so many kids desperate to do this and desperate to do it, that pay to do it. And you can get away with not paying them, but they are performing an important role, and I think they should be paid.
No, I completely disagree. It's not Victorian days. These are not 5-year-olds being shoved up dirty chimneys to work. It's voluntary. They're choosing to do it. They've got the best seat in the house for some of the finest tennis in the world. No one's making them do it. It's, as Alicia Molik said, it's great on their CV. And I would hazard a guess that in this country, with all the red tape that businesses have to go through, to actually put them on the payroll for such a short-term job is not worth the effort. So I think they should be grateful that they're getting this opportunity. And I reckon if you ask the kids, they would say they're perfectly happy to be doing it for nothing, just for the goodies that they get to take away.
Well, there you have it. Dee Dee Dunleavy supports child slave labour, child slave labour. That's going to be the headline going forward, Dee Dee. Sticking with sport, Basketball Australia is under fire for playing race politics on Australia Day. They put out this ridiculous statement online. It got mocked on X before they closed comments, which is always a sign that you picked the wrong lane. But Dee Dee, I've got to say, they are not alone. Just about every AFL club did the same thing, and the fans' responses were just as scathing. People are so sick of sports clubs playing racial politics, and it's not only divisive, but it's on the wrong side of history. We've had a vote on this. The overwhelming majority of the country wants to celebrate Australia Day on January 26, but these sporting clubs continue to pander to a very loud activist minority.
Well, it's foolish. In fact, I would go so far as to say it's idiotic to put this post up because, as we've seen with the polls, as you've just mentioned, that the overwhelming majority of Australians support celebrating Australia Day on January the 26th. And to post this, you're immediately alienating a large part of your fan base who do not agree with you. And I noted that Shane Heal, one of the great basketball players this country's ever produced, he expressed his dislike of the post, said it wasn't necessary and that players play for the pride of the country. And I think Basketball Australia would have served themselves better to have posted something that engendered love of country and pride in Australia, like Shane Heal's words were. I just think this post was dumb, and they obviously were trying to appear morally superior to the rest of us.
Yes, they've got to just have a rethink of that strategy, and that goes for every AFL club, because every year now the backlash towards this sort of activism is getting bigger and bigger. Fans sort of used to ignore it. Now they're speaking up and saying enough. Now let's get to the Beckhams. Nicola Peltz and Brooklyn Beckham have returned served in the PR battle against Brooklyn's family, sharing a romantic video online and declaring their love for each other after Brooklyn's entire family, Mum Victoria, Dad David, as well as the brothers Romeo Cruz, sister Harper, they put on a united front as Victoria was honoured in Paris. They all walked out together. The press were asking them about Brooklyn. Who is winning the PR battle here, Dee Dee? Because you can be sure spin doctors have been hired by both sides.
Yeah, well, Brooklyn and Nicola Peltz are never going to win this battle against Posh and Bex. Let's be honest, we wouldn't have known who Brooklyn was unless he was a Beckham. He is nothing without his parents' name. And they have just gone on with business regardless. They've taken this trip to Paris with their other children and their boys' girlfriends, and they've got matching Hermes handbags and luggage. They're living the fine life. Nicola and Brooklyn, who really, as far as I can see, have not contributed anything to this world, are never, ever going to be more popular. And I do note that in many of the comments on the coverage of this feud and postings online, people are very much firmly in Victoria's camp on this, and so am I.
Well, yeah, you've got to side with the mum. When a son goes out and publicly puts the sort of statement that Brooklyn put out about his wedding and that first dance, I mean, that's what made up my mind, because I was very much on the fence on that one. Before you go, the royals are in the news. When are they not in the news? King Charles has delivered an ultimatum to Princess Catherine and Prince William, demanding they make peace with Harry and Meghan, or probably just Harry. The King asking Princess Kate to mediate talks between the two brothers. Dee Dee, I am not sure how much of this reporting I believe, because King Charles himself has been very cold towards Prince Harry. Why would he be demanding that Prince William break bread with him?
Well, like you, I'm a little bit sceptical, but I also think he's an elderly man. He's suffering from cancer. He hasn't seen his grandchildren, Lilibet and Archie. It's been nearly 6 years that he's been virtually estranged from his son. You would not be surprised if you did think that he was thinking, what's the point of all of this? Whatever this argument is, whatever this rift is it worth it, when he would be surely facing the prospect that he doesn't know how much time he's got left? So whether the story is based in fact or not, I do think Kate would be the one to broker this peace deal. And let's face it, parents just want their babies all around them and to be all friends. So there may be a grain of truth to it.
Yes, perhaps a grain. Dee Dee Dunleavy, thank you so much for your time tonight.